Hello students, this is Ms. Saurav Pillai. I am making this recording for the students of class 8 for the subject of mathematics. This is in continuation of the part 1 of probability lecture. In the part 1 I have already told you that this is the book that I am referring to for class 8 as it is provided by the particular school. Okay, and here is the chapter probability and this is the page number 239. In the last class, that is in the last video, I discussed about the basics of probability. Okay. Now in this particular video I'm gonna discuss about the examples and more about how to calculate probability. Okay. Now, as this is just a recap of what we have learned. What is the meaning of probability? Probability is the likelihood or chance of happening a particular event. So there are different types of events. There are possible events, there are impossible events, and there are definite events. These are the three events that I told you to read yourself. Here we have a formula for the calculation of probability, that is number of outcomes favorable to event A and total number of possible outcomes. Total number of possible outcomes is very easy to understand. The total number of results, for those of you who don't know, the meaning of outcomes is result in simple language. Okay. So the denominator, whatever is going to form the denominator, is very easy to understand for most of the students, that total number of possible outcomes. But most of the students, they get confused about the numerator, that is number of outcomes favorable to event A. I'm going to explain it with the help of this example number 1. Let's read the question first. Find the probability of the occurrence of heads when a paired coin is tossed. Now in a coin, how many sides are there? There are two sides, head and tail. Okay. So these are the two possible outcomes. If a coin is tossed, then either head or the tail is going to be the result. So there are two possible outcomes. Okay. Now this particular question is about the occurrence of heads. So how many heads are there in a coin? There is only one head. There is only one side of the coin where it is head and the other side is a tail. Yes. If the tail comes up, then the question's statement is not getting fulfilled. So this is not favorable. Yes. If the tail comes up, this is not favorable to the occurrence of head. Yes. So there is only one event which is favorable to the occurrence of head in the coin. So it is going to form our numerator as per the formula. Observe here. Total number of possible outcomes, which is 2. There are two sides, and number of outcomes favorable to event A, that is number of outcomes favorable to this event, this occurrence of heads, is only 1. That is 1 by 2 is going to be our answer to this particular question. This is the verbal explanation of the same. There is the written explanation. You may go through it for better understanding. Okay. Now excuse me. There was a technical glitch. Example 2. Find the probability of number 2 turning up when a fair die is thrown. Now, in a die, that is in a Ludo die, how many sides are there? There are 6 sides. Okay. In each of the sides, there is one number written from 1 to 6. And what are these numbers? Let's write these numbers. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So when a die is thrown, there are 6 different numbers that can come up. Okay. There are 6 different possibilities. So the total number of possible outcomes is going to be 6, that is, which is going to form our denominator in this particular question. Let's read the question again in order to understand better. Find the probability of number 2 turning up when a die is thrown. This is the question. Okay. So number of possible outcomes is 6. Number of possible outcomes is 6. And how many 2's are there? Look at here. How many 2's are here? There is only one 2. So there is only one face of the die. When it comes up, we'll get the number 2. So there is only one result which is favorable to this particular event. So the numerator is going to be 1. So the probability of number 2 turning up when a fair die is thrown is 1 by 6. Let me erase it. In order to understand the solution of example number 3, you need a little bit more explanation of this. Okay. Let me erase this portion. Now, as you can see, okay, let me erase this and let me write it again here too. As you can see, there are total 6 numbers. If I ask you, can you tell me what are the odd numbers here? You can say, yes sir, why not? There's 1, 3 and 5. These are the 3 odd numbers. In case of even numbers, the even numbers on a die are going to be 2, 4 and 6. Yes. Last one, prime numbers. How many prime numbers are here? There are 3 prime numbers again, 2, 3 and 5. Okay. For those of you who don't know the meaning of prime number, a prime number is a number which has factors 1 and the number itself. Okay, and there is no other factor of that particular number. Take the example of 3. 3 is divisible by 1. That is completely divisible by 1. Again, 3 is divisible by 3. There is no other number by which 3 is completely divisible except 1 and 3. 3 is that is the same number. So 3 is a prime number. You can apply the same concept to 2 and 5 here. So if you go into counting the odd numbers, there are 3 odd numbers on a die. There are 3 even numbers and there are 3 prime numbers. Done? You may note it down for your better understanding of the subsequent examples. Number 3 example is going to be the last example that I am explaining in this particular video. The subsequent examples should be explained in subsequent videos. Find the probability of getting an odd number when a die is thrown. So, how many odd numbers are here? There are 3 odd numbers. Out of how many numbers? There are total of 6 numbers. Yes, there are total of 6 numbers. So if we take the formula here, number of outcomes favorable to event A, if we consider or if we assume the event of getting an odd number as event B, then it is going to be, the numerator is going to be 3, because there are 3 different outcomes that are favorable to the event of getting an odd number. There are 3 odd numbers as they are. Okay, and total number of possible outcomes, that is total number of numbers on a die, are 6. So it is going to be 3 by 6. On cancelling out the common factor, this will also give you 1 by 2. Okay, here is the detailed explanation of the same. Okay, let B be the event of getting an odd number. The odd numbers on a die are 1, 3 and 5. Total number of possible outcomes when a die is thrown is 6. number of outcomes favorable to event B is equal to number of odd numbers, that is 3, and after that nothing, just you have to place these values in the formula and this will give you the answer. Done, students? So with this we have come to an end of this particular video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.